At the edge of a busy city, where trains screeched, vendors shouted, and crowds rushed endlessly, there lived a beggar named Raghav. Every day, he sat near the railway station, holding an old tin can, asking strangers for coins. His clothes were torn, his beard untrimmed, and his eyes tired. Most people ignored him, some pitied him, and a few threw coins into his can just to avoid his gaze. For Raghav, this routine had become life itself. "Morning till night," he begged. Whatever little money he collected was enough for a piece of bread, some rice, or a corner in a cheap shelter. But inside his heart, he carried a wound much deeper than poverty. The wound of being invisible. One afternoon, as trains whistled and passengers hurried, Raghav noticed a tall man in a crisp suit stepping onto the platform. His watch gleamed, his shoes shone, and his confidence stood out in the crowd. Raghav thought, "This man looks rich. Surely he will give me something." Gathering courage, he stretched out his hand. "Sir, spare me some change, please." The tall man stopped, looked directly into Raghav's eyes, and asked calmly, "You're always asking, but do you ever give anything to anyone?" Raghav was stunned, his lips trembled. "Give? Sir, I am a beggar. I have nothing to give. I only survive on what people like you offer." The man shook his head. "No, that's not how life works. If you can give nothing, you have no right to keep asking. I am a businessman. My life is built on exchange, give and take. Remember this, unless you offer something, you cannot truly receive." And with that, he stepped onto the train, leaving Raghav speechless. That night, Raghav couldn't sleep. The man's words echoed in his ears. Unless you offer something, you cannot truly receive. He argued with himself. "But I am a beggar. What do I even have to give? I own nothing. My pockets are empty. My hands are weak. My only asset is my voice to ask for alms." Yet a strange fire sparked in his heart. "Maybe that's why I earn so little. Because I always take, but never give. But what can a beggar give?" For 2 days, this question haunted him. He sat by the station, watching passengers. He saw a child give a balloon to his mother just to see her smile. He saw a vendor share a piece of bread with a stray dog. And then, one morning, he noticed something that changed his life forever. Flowers blooming wildly near the tracks. The flowers were small but bright, yellow, pink, and white. Raghav plucked a few, held them gently, and thought, "Maybe I can give these." That day, when someone dropped a coin into his tin, he smiled and offered a flower in return. The passenger looked surprised but accepted it with a grin. A little girl clapped with joy when he gave her a pink flower along with her father's coin. An old woman placed her flower in her hair and blessed him warmly. For the first time, Raghav didn't feel like a beggar. He felt like he was trading, not just receiving. And something magical happened. People began giving him more than before. His tin, once half empty by evening, was now full before sunset. Every day after that, he collected fresh flowers. And every time someone gave him money, he gave them a flower back. Slowly, people began recognizing him not as a beggar, but as the flower man of the station. Weeks later, Raghav saw the same tall man again, boarding the train. Excited, he rushed forward. "Sir, today I have something for you. If you give me alms, I will give you flowers in return." The man smiled, handed him some coins, and Raghav placed fresh jasmine flowers in his hand. The fragrance spread around, and the man laughed softly. "Wonderful. Today you are not a beggar. You are a businessman like me." Those words pierced Raghav's soul again, but this time not with pain, rather with awakening. That night, as he lay under the stars, Raghav whispered to himself, "I am not a beggar. I am a trader. I am a giver. I am more than what people think of me." And for the first time in years, he slept with hope in his heart. From that day on, his life changed rapidly. With the money he earned, he bought more flowers from wholesale markets instead of plucking them for free. He learned to arrange them beautifully, garlands, small bouquets, and single roses. He no longer waited for pity. He offered value. Passengers began searching for him. "Where is the flower man?" they would ask. Soon he was selling not just at the station, but also outside nearby temples and markets. His income grew, his clothes became cleaner, and his spirit stronger. Months passed. Raghav rented a small shop near the station, a wooden stall decorated with bright flowers. People who once ignored him now greeted him warmly. Children loved his roses, lovers bought his bouquets, and elders respected his dedication. 6 months later, 2 businessmen in suits stood at the railway station, waiting for their train. One of them was the same tall man. As they chatted, another well-dressed man in a neat blazer with trimmed hair and shining shoes approached. He carried a basket of fresh flowers. "Good evening, gentlemen," he greeted politely. The tall man looked closer, his eyes widening. "Wait, do I know you?" The flower seller smiled. "Yes, sir. We have met twice before. The first time, you told me that life is about give and take. The second time, you accepted flowers from me in exchange for your money." Recognition struck him. You're the beggar from the station?" Raghav nodded proudly. "Yes, I was that beggar. But today, I am a florist and a businessman, all because of the lesson you gave me. You showed me that giving is the secret to receiving, and that I was never truly a beggar, just someone who hadn't discovered his worth." The tall man's eyes softened with admiration. "Remarkable. You proved that even the lowest position in life can be the beginning of greatness, if one dares to think differently." Friends, this is the hidden truth of the beggar everyone ignored. He was never truly a beggar. He had hands capable of working, a mind capable of thinking, and a heart capable of giving. But like many of us, he saw himself only through the eyes of society. Small, powerless, unworthy. The moment he changed his perspective, his destiny changed. The beggar disappeared, and a businessman was born. This story is not just about Raghav. It is about you, me, and every human being who underestimates themselves. Too often we say, "I have nothing. I am helpless. I cannot change my life." But the truth is, every one of us has something to give. It might not be money, but it could be a smile, kindness, knowledge, a helping hand, or even a simple flower. And when we give, life finds a way to reward us. Success is not about wealth. It is about mindset. If you think like a beggar, you will remain one. If you think like a giver, opportunities will chase you. Raghav's journey teaches us one golden rule. Change your thoughts, and you change your life. When you look at yourself not as a victim, but as a creator, not as a beggar, but as a giver, the universe opens its doors for you. So the next time you feel small, remember the hidden truth. You already have something valuable inside you. Share it, and you will rise. Friends, if this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because sometimes the story that changes your life begins with just one small lesson.